Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to get into the topic of preserving your memories. Now, we've gone into this channel before about reviewing certain things like cameras. We got into things like frames, picture frames that you see back here, and even photo albums like you see here. But I just want to kind of get it just brief on the topic of that, just in general, holding on to or saving your memories. Now, if you guys come back from a time frame where, like I came from, where there was always photo albums in the household, you as a young kid would be able to go look at the old photos of even yourself when you're younger. So say if you were about maybe 7 or 8 years old, you're looking at pictures of yourself when you were like 1 years old. And as you went on, you saw more photos in those photo albums. And we're just pretty much illustrating the point of how it's very important to get your memories off of your phone, off of your camera, and get them into something that your kids could just pick up and look at. You could pick up and look at, because often we have like thousands of photos on our phones. It's getting to the point now we probably have like hundreds of thousands of photos on our phone by the time we've had our phones from however many long ago. And for the most part, we never take them out of our phones. Now, I was having this talk before with my cousin a couple of days ago about how we could have our memories on our phones. Our phones could be locked, and you could have 2, 3, 4, 5,000 photos on your phone. God forbid, if anything ever happens to you, and we'll get into just the fact of like just sharing your memories in general, but if anything ever happened to you, those photos are gone. They're gone. At least if you printed out a few of them, you have those, and so I would definitely recommend at least every year, depending on how many photos you take. If you take like about 2,000 photos every year, you may want to do it every 6 months, but I would say at least every year, print your photos. Print a couple of them. It doesn't have to be all of them, but go through them, select a few. I get it, it's tedious, it's a lot. Sometimes we don't want to go through all that, but it's important for you to preserve your memories. Now, on getting away from the gloomy aspect of something happening to you, even if nothing does happen to you, you have all these photos in your phone, in your camera, in your memory cards, on your computer, where no one ever sees them. So they're just sitting there. Time is going. No one ever sees them. You're not reflecting on these memories. And these are important for just our positivity, our inspiration, everything moving forward. So a lot of times we may not think about this going through our everyday life, but a lot of times it's our memories sometime that push us forward. Now, we always say on this channel, always talking about positivity, people getting their life together, socially, personally, financially, all those other kind of things. One thing that really helps push the spirit forward when you're in that space and trying to do the best you can, move forward and be the best person you're going to be, is whatever can uplift you and make you feel good. A lot of that has to do with family, your friends, spending time with them, but then reflecting on those memories and being able to look at your photos and be able to reflect on the memories. If I'm pointing down here, it's just because I'm pointing down to the photo album, but reflecting on those memories. And it's obviously, we always have those times where we have it in our head. It's good to have our memories in our head. But one thing that's kind of been a proven fact, at least that I've researched before, is that now that we take more photos with our phones and everything like that, capturing the moments, we don't remember the moments as much in our head, because back in the days, you were accustomed to being in the moment, where nowadays we take a photo while we're in the moment, and our brain pretty much just refers to the fact that I know I have a photo, so I can get rid of that memory. It's interesting that I had read something about that spoke on this, but it makes sense. And if you think about it to yourself, you probably experienced this before, where you're like, okay, I don't remember the moment as much. I remember the photo, and you might reference the photo and everything that was going around that photo, but it might be other memories within that moment, maybe that vacation that you went on, that you don't remember everything as detailed, because your mind gets rid of some of the space because it says, I got a photo, I'm going to remember the photo. With that being the case, and if that, let's just assume that that is true. I believe it's true to a large degree, but let's just assume to say it is true. This is even more the reason why you need to print out those photos, so you have them, have your memories, but also too, not just in a book, have them on The small frames that you could put on a table. If you have no room on a table, small frames you can put on a wall. Big frames you can put on a wall. Display your memories. Back in the days, this was something that was done all the time in the household, especially when the idea of the family unit was so important. I've spoke before about how the family unit has fallen apart a lot in modern days, how society tries to push that. It's a narrative that gets pushed. It's so many things, and we've gotten into that on the channel before. We can get into it again, but all the more reason why now you want to have that. Images, memories all around. Who knows? There probably could have been many situations where negative energy, even in terms of even relationships or families, that could have used that pick me up of having positive images on the wall to remind you of the good times and go, you know what, like, yeah, these are things that that are going to keep me going, that are going to keep us going, keeping us strong together. So there's so many aspects of it, but definitely want to just put that message out there. It's important for you guys to preserve your memories. Definitely get into doing that. I'm going to have the link in the description down below for the items that I have reviewed before, as far as for you guys to pick those up on Amazon if you want, affiliated links, but also to a link to just my review on the products that I've done, so you guys could check them out. But definitely in this space of us having positivity, bettering ourselves and looking forward, that's one thing to always do, is look at your past, because you can't really go forward without looking at your past and remembering what you're doing it for, what you came from. Very important, you guys. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video.